You know, I've always was fascinated with the work of being a detective. I always liked the idea. You'd think the job as a detective is easy, but you sometimes discover some stuff on the job that can send shivers down your spine. Like a forensic scientist, a lot of things you'll see as a detective will be the gruesome ways some died. You could always tell which one was personal and which one was just, well, an everyday mugging gone wrong. I don't understand why I felt so compelled to keep researching. A couple of years ago, some teenagers died. Or went missing. I don't know the full story. I remember hearing stories as a kid. The missing kids that never returned. The missing kids who were never found. No evidence, no nothing. That's what gave me the excitement, you could say, of becoming a detective. Finding out what happened to those teenagers. Finding out when they went missing. So, I did research. Apparently, this isn't the first time this has happened, and not the last. You see, here in our hometown of Oregon, we have our own supernatural, well, elements, I guess you can say. Now, while doing my research, I saw a pattern with at least most of the missing teens. Some went missing in the haunted house. There's never been any record of a survivor until recently. Of course, that guy's off the grid. I have never seen him. To be fair, he could be dead, for all I know. I was a kid when those stories were being told. Old age could have gotten to him. Maybe his paranoia was too much to handle and ended up, I don't know. Or for all I know, he could have left the town, the country even. But I kept researching. There's tales, there's talks of other things. This haunted house is not the only thing that's talked about. However, I will be searching the house and see what I can find there. Hopefully I can find these missing teens. This should be the place. What is that? Strange. There seems to be papers all over the floor. A pair of shoes. There seems to be a lamp in here. Although what's powering it, I don't see any outlet or anything like that. What is that sound? Seems to have stopped. What the f... I'm getting out of this place. I'm getting out of this place. I'm getting out of this place. No. What was that? What was that? I don't believe in the supernatural, but it's too dark in here. I'm turning on the lights. What? The piece of paper I found in there, I took it back to evidence. This. There's a story that no one really talks about in this place. There's this thing that just walks around as it pleases. An entity, if you will. We call it the Butcher. Well, from what its name, it tends to chop up bodies and put them somewhere cold in a fridge, freezer. There's this story that goes around from time to time where snap out of it, snap out of it, snap out of it. I once, in my old days, I once explored a haunted school, doing detective work, seeing what happened there. I found nothing. However, I do remember a story a good old friend of mine used to tell me. He said, "Did you know the schools were filled with... the school is affiliated with a criminal organization. Apparently, the way this school got its funding from, well, unsavory figures instead of the government." Which I'm not surprised. Here in Oregon, we have a lot of corrupt governments. Some aren't, but what do you expect? Our little place here used to be famous for the supernatural. It used to have a name, you know, back before it became what it is today. It went by the name of Gravity Falls. It had a lake, a waterfall, a water tower. They used to celebrate this thing called Summerween. Now it's all gone. Most of the malls here were shut down. Stores were repurposed, torn down, or straight up abandoned. Nowadays, most people can't even afford their own house, which is how the old haunted house on the hill became haunted in the first place, or at least abandoned. From what I've seen in research, the prices just kept going up and up and up, and then the house got more and more decrepit until the homeowner finally had enough, making a public statement of, with a house that's crooked, that gets worse and worse, it gets rustier, more crooked, less colorful, more rough. That the money that he pays for said house should not be worth it. It's not worth it for such a, well, rusted house, I guess. I My old friend. We go way back. He he walked. Uh, uh, he liked to take walks and strolls a lot. He went missing a couple days later, taking a midnight stroll. I don't know what happened to him. He used to talk about the fact that he used to be stalked. No. Breaking news. It seems local detective has gone missing after a couple of after a couple other missing incidents and reports. Now, how he went missing, no one knows. Maybe he could have left town without leaving a note to his next of kin or family. But what I will say is that this has been an ongoing investigation, again with the other people who have gone missing in the towns. Now, I may state once again. Uh, what do you mean we're lagging? Our internet should be perfect. What do you mean? Continue rolling the tape. Cut that out. This is a continuing investigation of all the other missings. Now, remember, here in Oregon, there's no such thing as a supernatural, and there's no such thing as a shapeshifter. There's no such thing as a full-on entity. There's no such thing as the butcher. There's no such thing as anything. That is all, and thank you all. Have a good night. What was that about? You were supposed to cut that out. Great. We don't get paid enough for this anymore. What do you mean it's still rolling? Cut the tape!